We've just been saying that the lineup of people speaking today is next to none, and leading off, and it is great opportunity for us to hear some wonderful pearls from Christchurch's First Lady, Lianne Dalziel. She's a lady who, as you all know, is the Mayor. She campaigned tirelessly for the eastern suburbs as she was the MP. It wasn't just the eastern suburbs that came under her spell, it was also the whole of Christchurch. And she is a lady who, when she goes to Wellington, she doesn't knock on the doors, she walks straight through them without opening them. Ladies and gentlemen, your Mayor.
Kia ora koutou katoa. That's an introduction I haven't been expecting. But building momentum, that is a great topic, I think, for this forum today. And specifically the panel, so I'm the beginning of the panel, so we'll gradually take our seats here. It's going to be, what is your take on where we are with the rebuild? So that's our first question. What are the positive signs of progress and what's in the pipeline? And what are the main obstacles and how can these be resolved? So in terms of the theme of building momentum, I look back to an address I gave to the South Island Property Council in December last year, because I thought that might give me a sense of whether there was this momentum. And I said then that the new council was ready and willing to take up our leadership role in the city, but we were still working on the able side. So ready, willing and able are the three prerequisites to taking up that leadership role, and we were still working on the able. My progress that I want to report to you today is that we are getting there, and I certainly feel that that momentum is absolutely building. I'm not going to talk about the pipes laid and the roads repaired. The figures are utterly extraordinary. I want to talk about the 6 months that we've had since the election, including the 3 weeks off at Christmas, and how much we've achieved and where we are going. I'm not going to talk about what we've inherited. I've actually stopped doing that. I'm only talking about the solutions, because we are very much a future-focused council and we are only focused on the solutions. The Quarter Mentha report is not far away. The detail around the cost share in relation to the horizontal infrastructure is what is holding it up. There seems to be a bit of a difference of view as to how those numbers stack up. We're trying to nail down what is shown in our 3-year plan as savings to be found, and if the input isn't quite what it is, then the savings are found. If it is savings to be found, then actually we've got a hole in our budget. So we think we need to get that right. It's not too far away. But at the same time, we've got Cameron Partners looking at CCHL, our CCTOs and CCOs. Are we getting the best possible return on what are significant investments in our city? What are the options for us going forward? And actually, as we've thought about the potential for the two reports, Cameron and Partners and Quarter Mentha, to come together, then we could be releasing a report very soon that has the solutions as well as the problems. And we're very keen to be moving down that track. We started interviewing candidates for our new Chief Executive this week. We are confident that we are going to make an appointment. This council needs a clear direction. The city needs a clear direction, and that's what this new council is absolutely committed to delivering, with a new Chief Executive at the helm. In terms of the recruitment company that we've used this time, we've gone a little bit outside the square. We've gone outside Christchurch. I've had very positive feedback from stakeholders. Some of you will be in the room who have been approached by our company and have actively offered support and advice in terms of the kind of chief executive that you think will be good for our city. So I thank you very much to those who have participated. We have an acting chief executive who has taken up a very strong leadership role in what is a very, very difficult time. It's a time of transition as we move into really what is a time of major transition. She has been leading a significant change proposal even though it creates significant uncertainty within the organisation, but we have nailed down a new executive team and a new approach in that regard. We have a Chief Financial Officer, which is a huge improvement on where we were in December last year, and I have to say it's an enormous sense of relief to know that we've got somebody of that calibre who is able to advise and support and lead in terms of our financial strategy. We're on track to win back accreditation. That has put pressure on the whole organisation. I always remind people that it's not just about consents when you're getting accreditation, it's how the whole organisation operates all the way through to the governance, and we're joining that up as well. No one is talking business as usual at the Christchurch City Council. Land use has been in the front of mind since the outset. Port Hills Land Use Recovery Plan, the District Plan Review, the flooding. The huge challenges that we face as a city have got to be faced up to, and the natural hazards, I guess, has been brought into sharp relief by what's happened on the Port Hills and in terms of our flood risk, both affected by the recent extreme weather event. I have really valued sitting around the table and talking with Sarah, EQC and the Insurance Council to work out how we can join up and find solutions together, because partnership is the only way forward if we truly are to build and maintain momentum. Joined up communications are already happening in the Port Hills. It's a great start. That partnership and sense of collaboration is something that will inspire the country, the city, in terms of our future and how everyone is working together. Investment, procurement and delivery. That is a huge challenge for our city. The city would benefit from having a joined up agency to act as a single point of entry with relationship managers that support people through the investment options in our city. But we as a council can't wait for the joined up approach. We have community assets we need to build, and we need our procurement model to be much more flexible than it is at the moment. In a way, that is the element that is still business as usual, and it must change. Housing is huge. We have social housing, but in Christchurch an urgent need is for affordable rental housing. We're working on a vehicle to catalyse the market in innovative ways. After the annual plan is bedded down, the long-term plan gets underway, and that is our chance to place our mark on the direction of the council. We promise that it won't just be a business-as-usual correction to the existing annual plan, long-term plan. It will be setting a new strategic direction for our council, and with a representation review that will invite communities to think about participatory planning in a much more interesting and upfront and personal way. We need to shift the locus of decision making to the community when it is in the community's interest and in the city's interest to do so, and this will dramatically change the orientation of the council. And in my last 20 seconds, that's where the 100 resilient cities comes in. It's not just about preparation and planning or the ability to withstand or absorb disturbance or adversity while keeping the essentials going. It's not just about the capacity to recover or bounce back or forward or the capacity to adapt. It's actually about the capacity to co-create, and that's what makes it really, really exciting. Momentum, sure thing.